على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. وقل رب زدني علما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم إلى الكعبين وإن كنتم جنبا فاطهروا وإن كنتم مرضى على سفر أو جاء أحد منكم من الغائط أو لمستم النساء فلم تجدوا ماء فتيمموا صعيدا طيبا فامسحوا بوجوهكم وأيديكم منه ما يريد الله ليجعل عليكم من حرج ولكن يريد ليطهركم وليتم نعمته عليكم لعلكم تشكرون. واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم وميثاقه الذي واثقكم به إن قلتم سمعنا وأطعنا واتقوا الله إن الله عليم بذات الصدور. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after mentioning some of the other basic instructions and injunctions regarding our worldly connections and relationships, marriage, divorce, etc., mirath and inheritance and so forth, here there's a comprehensive and succinct mention of very basic and very fundamental and very critical injunctions regarding our religious and spiritual well-being. And again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the people of Iman. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you people of Iman. إِذَا قُمْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ, when you stand up for salat, فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ, into the end of the ayat of wudu here. So when you stand up for salat, so obviously once you stand up for salat, you won't stand up for salat and then go make wudu. So it means that when you intend, so here the ulama say that when you intend to stand for salat, so obviously you're going to have to perform taharat, which is the condition, it's a shart. It is a condition for offering of the salat. So when you intend to stand for salat, ensure that you perform your wudu, and here the wudu is explained in detail. فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ, wash your faces. And of course, washing of the mouth and the hands before that is established in the practice of sunnah. So these are the fara'id, these are the absolute bare minimum that are mentioned here in the Quran, and the extra elements of wudu we'll find thabit, we'll find substantiated in the sunnah of Rasulullah. So here, these are the furud of wudu. To wash the face, complete face, meaning whatever is face, meaning what is facing to the front, which means all of the face up to the hairline and the beard as well, the chin down to the bottom of the chin, and the beard also. It's also established in Sunnah that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would take a handful of water and place under the beard, and then takhleel with the fingers, and then cleaning the beard, ensuring that the water also gets to those places as well. وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ إِلَى الْمَرَافِقِ, and your hands into the marafiq. Al-mirfaq is the elbow, so it means up to the elbow, meaning along with the elbow. So sometimes up to, meaning up to that point. Here it means including the elbows, so ensuring that the water covers all of the areas plus the elbows. Even if a pin size area does not receive the water, then your wudu is not correct, salat will not be correct. So it needs to be done. And so therefore in Sunnah we also have it established that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would maximize that by 3 times. Washing of the face 3 times, washing of the hands 3 times. And he mentions that this is the best. And also twice is established from Rasulullah, and once is also once if it actually covers the entire place, particularly if there's a shortage of water or shortage of time, that is also acceptable. 1 or 2 or 3 times maximum. 4 times is not okay. That's israf. Okay. And the wamsahu bi ru'usikum, and wipe the heads. So if we take the basic meaning of that, wipe the head. So the head is the whole top of the head. So some of the ulama are of the opinion that the whole of the head must be wiped. Some are the head. So most of it takes part of or take the decision of the whole. Or others are of the opinion that 1/4, which is the Hanafi standpoint, where Nabi Sallallahu actually had his imama on his head. He pushed his imama back and just did a masa on about 1/4 of the head. So that's also acceptable in the Hanafi school of thought. So, wiping of the heads, and also arjulukum ila al-ka'bayn, and again the feet up to the ankles, meaning including the ankles, so up into the ankles, and ensuring that also in sunnah takhleel between the toes to ensure that water gets to the toes. So it's not established that feet are washed 3 times, but 1 time they are washed thoroughly, and particularly the heels. Nabi Sallallahu once saw the Sahaba making wudu quickly, and they were not being careful of the heels, and he said, "Be careful of the heels for the hellfire." So if you're not careful of washing them properly, and also it's mentioned the mas on the. It's mentioned in Sunnah and also established in Sharia that the Nabi Sallallahu used to also wipe over his socks. These were not socks that you wear under your shoes. These are socks which people are doing, even though there is an opinion, but it's a very weak opinion, and most of the ulama do not accept that. These are al-khuf. Al-khuffain. Khuffain are actually originally leather socks that used to be worn during the journeys. And those are socks which are above the ankle. They're made of leather or something very strong substance which can sustain a very long walk, and they don't fall apart, and they stay up. They're waterproof. There's a number of conditions which I mentioned in the books of fiqh. So now what about if you don't have water? When kuntum junuban fattahuru. And if you happen to be in the state of ritual impurity, the major ritual impurity, which takes place through, which happens after the very intimate relations with one's wife. So that would require a total, or a wet dream. So that would require a total bath. Fattahharu. So ittahharu, this is also an expansion on the basic verb. So that means an expansion in the meaning. So that means a total bath, which means the entire body. And we add from sunnah that gargling and putting water into the nose, istinshaq, deeply into the nose, is also, these are the 3 compulsory aspects of the fard ghusl. Now, if you happen to be, in kuntum marda, if you happen to be sick in such a way that water is going to really be an issue, not every sickness water is an issue, but when there's a sickness where water would be an issue, or you are on a journey and you don't find water. So whether you happen to be in ritual major impurity or minor impurity, or ja'a ahdu min al-gha'id. So this is what we call a kinaya. It's alluding to the relieving oneself of the call of nature. So that would be the lesser impurity. So if that happens to be the case, awla mastumun nisa, or you have touched the women. What does it mean, touch the women? La mastum. Mulamasa means a mutual touching. So many of the ulama are of the opinion that this is also a kinaya, alluding to the sexual intercourse. And Imam Shafi'i radiallahu anhu, his opinion is, as the actual word lams means to touch. So if one touches the woman, that would also break the wudu according to him. According to others, it doesn't. But of course, if the meaning is sexual intercourse, and obviously this is major impurity. So whether minor impurity or major impurity, you don't have water, or you're sick, or you're on a journey, you don't find water, then you can offer tayammum. فَلَمْ تَجْدُوا مَاءً, you don't find water, فَتَيَمُّمْ. وَتَيَمُّمْ is the using of dirt or anything which is coming from the what we call the jinsal ard, that comes from the earth. And that we will, inshallah, since we've taken quite a long time, we'll continue this, inshallah. Tomorrow we'll explain tayammum in somewhat of detail. So, until liqa, subhanakallah bihamdika, nashhadu la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu